Hello everyone, this is Tech Stack here. Gonna tweet this out because why not? And tweet it! Yay! Okay, so we're gonna do something a little bit different tonight, guys. We're going to take a look at making a custom map for the mod. Because I feel like it, right? I think there could be a lot of fun in having a map with a bit of a raised area that you need to try and take your enemy out on. I'm going to try and make this probably a 2x2. I was originally thinking of making this a 4v4 map, or a 1v1v1v1, or a free-for-all, 4-player free-for-all. But I think 2 players is probably the best for this layout that I'm going to go for. Because I realized that this area is way too small when I was in here testing this out. You can see that you just barely fit that on there. If I go one forward, it's not going to fit. So that means that there's just this little bit of space left, and if you were to actually place one facing this direction too, on both of these there's basically no land left, so yeah, I'm not going to do that. Let's leave it in here for now. So this probably means we need to set up some bigger areas to be able to cover over here, let's say, or maybe ramps along the sides that let us go down to those areas. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the resources are on the flatlands over here. We'll figure it out. Anyway, in fact, let's do that. Let's see what we can do if we had these down below. So the idea of these tall areas, or these lifted areas here, is that it's hard to get to, right? The enemy has to find the ramp up to it. And we are going to mark off where this should be by looking straight down, flying forward in as straight a line as possible. Marking that. And the center point back here is right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that'll be our stairway back here then. We can do one more. So this is the only entryway to this area. So your best possible thing that you could do is to defend this area heavily, right? Don't let your enemy up these steps. Place your town hall in this area. Don't let them up the steps. You should be very well off then. Okay, so let's set up an area over here in the corner that can be our wooded area. I'm going to randomly place down blocks similar to how Gazer's created his maps. Obviously he wasn't using World Edit to do it, he was using World Painter, but I don't really care for World Painter too much when it comes to trying to make a map like this. I found it too finicky to mess it up. So yeah. So I'm just going to put a series of wood spots fairly far apart so that you can get a lot of wood over here, and there'll be a single big area that you need to go to grab it from. I think it doesn't matter what orientation they are, so I think we're okay doing that. Might be a little more obvious to players, but yeah, there we go. And then let's get some stone. Place it down. You know, if we do these right, you can get 2 on each one of these. Or I guess the player can. Okay. And let's mix in some iron over here. So this area is going to be like very well defined as far as you need to have your resources, right, on the sides of your base. You might be able to put some farms up top. You'll probably need to with the area of influence stuff. But in general, it's what we need. I'm gonna put like 1 gold here, a gold there, and then the rest of the gold over here, diamonds over here, with some just random other stuff over here. So doing this spread out like this makes it so it's a little bit harder for someone to lock down the gold itself. Gosh, because my voice is cutting out. And I think that's good. We will find out. Okay, let's do the same for diamonds. Kind of get them further apart though from the gold. Okay, that's probably enough diamonds. Probably enough gold. Let's put some iron mixed in here as well. Time set. Oh. Time set day. Okay, let's put some stone then on the other side as well. Just kind of want to mix it up a little bit so it doesn't feel like it's all one resource, one area kind of thing. Make the player choose what it is that they want more of. In some cases, like if this is too close to that, they have to pick one. Okay, nice and spread out. I think this is a bit more spread out. This is like in lines, it seems, but meh. Should be okay. Now, what else do we need to do? I think this middle section kind of needs to go away. I think it shouldn't be like that anymore. So, can I kick that out of my inventory? / wand. First position. Second position. And can we do set Minecraft air? There we go. And then we can say expand up. Let's say 3, 4. Let's do 5 up, and then do that set air again. There we go. Now we take that spot all the way over to that spot. Do set Minecraft grass block. There we go. Now the other thing we need to do is find, say from here, we're actually not going to have it be grass, I don't think. I want to create like a no man's land kind of in the center type feel to it. Let's go to there and do set Minecraft podzol. Now that's probably not the right size, but that's okay, because what I want to do next is go to 0, 0, find where 0 is, expand the selection over to there, and get that whole side, copy it, and rotate it over, mirroring it, or whatever. So TP text stack 0, 0 relative 0, and then I can just fall straight down and we're at 0, 0, 0. Yep, right at 0. And we want to expand our selection, I think it's 128 that way. And we want to say forward because we're looking at it. Okay, and then we want to expand it to that forward. And that forward. Okay, and then we're going to copy okay. I think there's a mirror. Rotate. Hey, Raphael. Let's teleport myself back to that spot. Let's see if we can walk in a straight line then. Right up to there. And when I do that, I am now at what position? Just shy of 128 on this. Okay, so now if I select that block, which I can't do because of the world border. Dang. Okay, and then let's try this. Let's do paste. Okay, what did that do? Don't know that did anything. F3A. Yeah, didn't do anything. It might have pasted in, yeah, what we were doing. Undo. How do I set where it's going to paste it at then? It's already copied. 10. I'm at 0. Maybe I need to take a quick world edit. How to copy, paste, rotate. World edit. How to paste, rotate. How to paste, weird. How can I mirror this? There we go. Copy, flip west, flip north, move to opposite corner, paste. Or paste. Let's TP to that center spot. I have a feeling that's what I need to do. Paste. I say. Oh. Okay. TP to the right spot, please. There we go. And then -A. Well, flip west, flip north, paste. It's not doing it. Oh wait, it did it. It did it everywhere but the upper region area, which is fine. So I know how to fix that too. So let's, what is our selection? No, don't clear it. Crap. Okay, so we're at 0, 0 here. Right click, left click. Expand 128 forward. forward that way and forward this way. And then 128 up should be more than enough. We don't actually need to do that, so we're going to flip west, flip north, paste. It's doing everything with the vertical part of it, which is kind of annoying. But easy enough to replicate. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks high. So we'll set that as our first position. Go to the far corner. Should be right there. Set it to the second position. Set Minecraft grass block. Bingo. Then find our center point on the other side. And we are moving along the z-axis. It is at 0.5, so if we were to go TP everybody relative on the x-axis, relative on the y-axis, and negative 128, 256 actually. Okay. Too far. So that's our center point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's cut back to that spot. Let's get some polished stuff. There we go. So if you're a normal viewer of the channel here, today I've uploaded the mod, the RTS mod, which is what I'm making this map for, it's RTS mod. I've uploaded it to CurseForge as a public mod. See how much attention it gets. At the time when I started recording, it had not yet been approved, which is not a surprise. It takes a while for the first thing to be approved, and it's a weekend, so you know the mods are probably enjoying the weekend, right, as they should. This is a great big area in the center here, so I'm not sure how this gameplay is going to handle out. Maybe we need to manipulate the terrain a little bit, give it some variety through the center. I don't know what you guys think, but it may not be a bad idea. Like create a mountain kind of thing down the center. See if we can get to 0 somewhere. Right here, we're at 0-ish. I used to be really good with World Edit, but I've forgotten most of it, unfortunately. And move up 1. Okay, and then we can let's do this. Expand 1 forward and do the same, and then do expand vert, which just takes it all the way up to the top, and then move up 1. So now we got 3, right? There's a bit of a wall here now, right? It's starting to form. This should be Podzol as well. We'll have to fix that. Now, what if we did the expanding one more time, but did it 2 blocks out that way, 2 blocks out that way, and then did the move those up 1 block. So there should be a staircase with 2 now, and a 1 and over, right? So the reason doing this is just to give that little bit of a visual barrier. When you're down here, you can't see what the enemy troops necessarily doing on the other side, unless you're up on top, and then you're exposed to enemy fire. Now, the other thing I'm not so sure about is the width between these two. Should it be this big? Kind of thinking no. Then we need to somehow move from that corner to, say, this green edge and move it up in by like 10. How far would 10 put us? $11, $12, $13, $14, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20. Let's move it by 20. Now this might take a second for my computer to do this because it's going to be a lot of blocks to move. We'll see how it handles it though. So absolute corner. To the other absolute corner here. We're going to expand vertically, then we're going to move forward 20 blocks. And it's going to chunk away at that for a second. Still running, still running. Forge, TPS. Yeah, see, it's still running. Hopefully it doesn't lock up all the way. It is moving a lot of blocks right now. Okay, still nothing. Check my console, see what it says. Nothing as of yet. Server's overloaded, it said once. Come on, move the blocks. There we go. Now if we do F3A. Now did it actually do it? Yeah, okay, my client's freaking out right now trying to update. Oh man. Oh, what the heck's this? What? Why did it put glass in there? That's not what we wanted at all. Undo. I have no idea what the glass is about. Undid. Okay. At least it's easy to undo it. So select that. We'll do it by only like copying 20 rows up or something. I thought moving things around was pretty easy, but maybe it's not. Expand up 10. Oops. I guess it's 10 up. Much less blocks for attack to work with. Okay, so if we hit L, Shift moves the selection. So Shift 10 forward. Unknown direction southeast. Okay, I gotta be more cardinal with it. Region shifted, it says. Did you really though? Doesn't feel like it. We'll do it again. What is that direction? It is south. Yeah, let's see, it's not doing it. Okay. Moves the selection, not the blocks. Okay. New distance and direction. That's what we want. Mask, patterns, brushes, utilities. Okay. Well, we'll leave it like this, I guess, because I don't know the command apparently. Now that one's right on the grass, and so is that one. Now, because these are mirrored, this is iron here, but the opposing team's iron's going to be over on this side, right? Yes. Because it's mirrored this direction and that direction kind of thing. So that should make for some interesting battle mechanics, I think, itself, too. Oh, and this is going to be a really interesting map. So, in the latest version of the mod, if you have Area of Influence turned on, you can't build unless you're within 32 blocks of one of the structures. Because you can only build... I guess there's a way across. So building a farm here is okay, because there's grass here. There's no grass here, you can't build a farm here. So this whole area is not buildable for regular buildings, but you could build barracks out here, or stables, or other buildings, right? Those are the kind of things you'd have to build, I guess, to connect together. It's an interesting one. Let's go to 000, TP, tech stack, 0, utility 0. I'll fall down on that spot. Set world spawn. So everybody spawns in this general area. Let's save this, see if we can put it up on the server, see what happens. I don't know if this is going to be playable, totally viable or not. That's kind of why I want to give it a try. So let's find that location on my computer where those things will be stored. Custom maps for me, Minecraft. This location saves, and it's probably going to be named funny. So let's rename it here. It is, what did I call it? I initially copied it from another one. Lifted Hopes. Lifted Hopes. Lifted Hopes. Okay. Oh yes, of course you don't like me doing this. Now can I do it? Gotta close Minecraft all the way, huh? Okay, so let's copy that out and put it into a different folder where I can send it on up to my server. RTS, I think it's under maps. Yeah, there we go. Paste into here. And we're going to go back into Minecraft as well because I should have taken a screenshot of it first. We're going to get rid of server config from Lifted Hopes. We're getting rid of stats. I'm gonna get rid of POI, player data, dim we don't need, dim 1 we don't need, data packs we don't need, data we don't need, advancements we don't need. Don't need level.old. We need this. We can have the icon. And the region folder. It's really only like 4 files we need. And then we can create a, I think it's description or a map.txt file. Let's go single player. Lifted hopes. Let's get a great big overview and screenshot here. Boop. Oops. Let's go to this FTP site off the other screen. Don't want to do that. Time set day. Get everything off the screen. Let's go F3 in so we can fly faster. Just take a screenshot like that, I guess. Okay, so under active maps, where I guess where I need to put this. So we're gonna need. Where is it? Cancel. Here, this one. Okay, so we're in the right spot. We need to name this description.text. Lifted hopes. A 1v1 map with raised areas to put town halls on. Okay. And then for its image, we can save this as the image. Save as. It will be a PNG. We're going to go to the right folder where we've got this map set up. Under maps, lifted hopes. Call it map.png. Hit OK. Close out Photoshop. And we're good to go. Let's put all this into the active map folder on the server. Oops. Didn't delete the other map off the server first. Okay, there we go. Now, if we were to restart the server and restart Minecraft, we can get a feel for how it's gonna actually work. While Minecraft is loading up, it is, I'm going to be right back. It'll be less than a minute. Okay, so I'm back. Needed to rinse that cup out. I had a smoothie, and I found that if I don't rinse my smoothies out, right after you drink them pretty much, it like gets roasted on there or something, I don't know. Okay, let's do this. Ready, start. Yes, I'm playing by myself, but the idea is to see if the map is a viable thing, if we can actually play on it or not. Now, you can place your town hall right here if you really wanted to. It'd be pretty silly. What I'm instead going to do is run up on this Lifted Hope area. And see what we get. Lots of area to place it, right? Now, I would think that you would want to place it away from that stairs, but not too close to this other edge either, where someone could come up here and shoot it, right? Because you could, in theory, shoot it from down there. So I'm going to put it like right there for me. And that'll be my first thing. And then I'm going to place down some farms along each of these edges so that I can get my area of influence far out into that area and far out over into this area. Let's see if I can build up a nice way to get going here. Now that radius or area of influence is a circle, if you will, or a sphere. Okay, cool. Now I wasn't sure if when we get too close to those if we're going to be a problem or not. It doesn't look like it. Or at least we're not too close yet. Okay, we need some wood, it looks like. And the wood is all over in the other corner, so I'm going to go to the other corner. Not far corner, I think. Having the wood out there in a far corner makes it a little bit interesting from the standpoint of you have to defend it very well. Oh, it's past my area of influence. I wasn't even thinking. What was I thinking? Shoot. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's as close as I can get that one. Can I get one like right here? I can. It is going to take up an iron spot. And that's okay, I think. Because I can still use that iron spot to go that way if I needed to. Okay, it does let it place the building out. I wonder what would happen if this was out, though. So maybe we need to have some natural block terrain instead of the barrier there. We'll see. So now it's just a matter of expanding. Expand, expand, expand. Expand my resource gathering capabilities as much as possible. Now, we do have that outside the area, so that is a glitch, right? Because nobody's going to be able to kill this thing now. So we definitely don't want to allow that. So we'll probably make this area a few blocks bigger or whatever. Just so that you can use all these spots and then put some massive hills out there. And there's actually a world gen going on out there, and there's a village being spawned. That's not cool. Not intended or cool at all. So yeah, we're a bit sparse on the wood population, it looks like. That's kind of going to be all the wood I can get. Not ideal. Okay, let's place one like that. Like that. So wood's low. We could deal with that by adding some more spots through the thing, but everything else seems like it's gonna be fine. Yeah, I just don't have wood. And yes, I could run to the other side and get the other guys, but in a real game you wouldn't be doing that. Yep. Okay. So that's the first feedback. Wood. Stone should be fine. Stone's never needed that much. Yeah. Not caring for the map too much, to be honest. I like the concept of this raised area. It's just the rest of it's not going to work. You know, we need places to put research centers, armories, various different troop recruitment buildings, and there's just not a good spot for them. Could be I'm pretty confined in this area too. Yeah, that could be wood in there. Mix in wood in the no man's land. That'd be an interesting concept. Force your wood line to be out where the enemy's going to attack it first. I don't think I put any wood over here at all. Nope, that's not wood. Okay, well, back to the map. Guess this is why I don't make maps. That's not the map. This is the map. These 5 things are missing? What? The heck? 4G be crazy. Okay, so the wood population we have over here in this corner. Yeah, let's try it with the other program. World Painter. Let's see how it goes. Oh, open on my screen. Okay, so new world. Lifted hopes. We'll go with 114, please. 512 by 512 probably is a bit big. Let's try 384. Surface material will be grass. Hill height is going to be 0. Horizontal hill height is as high as 0. Actually, let's make it flat. There we go. Level, we will put it at 2. Water level, we will put at 0. No beaches, please. Simple grass. Minecraft seed, don't care. Could make it circular, but not going to. And create. Okay, and I think that red cross is our spawn point. Move the view to the spawn point, okay. How do we move the spawn point then? Change height, global properties, preferences. No, that's not it. Nope. Full train with type. Invert layer. Respawn tool, no. Dimension properties. Okay, so can we set spawn in here? Centers at 0, 0. So the outside of the world is going to be void. Underground material, is there a way to say nothing? No. Team. caves everywhere, caverns everywhere, chasms, resources. Keep steep terrain covered. I think all this is good. Okay, so let's changes player spawn point. There we go. So that'll be spawn now. How do we zoom in like that? Okay. So now, if we take and raise the terrain, and we want to put like a squared area, there we go. Let's first set this spawn point somewhat centered. Okay. Now, if we raise this, okay, and is there a way we can mirror this? Rotate, shift. I bet there's a way if you select it first. Copy the selections. Playlist selections. Okay, so if we copy the selection, okay. I guess this is marking where we're copying. Maybe. Not liking how it's doing it though. How do I add the brush size? Copy. Okay, so that is how you copy stuff though. Cool. So let's undo it because I didn't want to actually copy it yet, but I understand how it works now. And then let's level this out with this. There we go. So let's just make the whole thing this height. What is the height? Can we see? Height of 3, height of 2. We actually need to increase this a little bit more. Height of 4. That's probably good there. So now if we level this, we don't have that harsh edge like I want though, but we'll get there. Let's see if we can set everything to be this. Now we can lower the very center. It's not as hard as I want it to be. Come on. I want a sharp edge. Like that. So that's a 2, that's a 4. No mobs can jump up that, I don't believe. What's this? 2, 4. There's no 3 in between. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can go straight up, which wasn't very straight. Awesome, it's not a straight line. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Perfect. And then if we did the copy thing and pasted it over here, oh, it's not mirrored. How do you mirror it? Blend edges, annotations, bounds, layers, height, terrain. That all sounds fine, but there's no mirroring. Shift. Shift the entire map horizontally by whole blocks, 128. Expand or remove tiles. Okay. I don't know if it's possible. Instead, do that. Grab this. Come in here and be very careful how we go down with this. Try something like that. And then this needs to be smaller first off. How do I get a smaller brush? And I'm just telling it to even out the terrain there. So it goes 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So that's the only entrance to each other's base area. Okay, and then pencil. Bigger brush, please. Give me the square brush. And we're not gonna draw that, we're gonna draw this instead. Grass, bare grass. Oh, this whole thing needs to be bare grass, actually. That is what lets us to not have any whatsoever tall grass in the area. Super annoying. So, flood fill, this. Okay. Stone. See, can we get a spray can and just a random spattering of stone? Oh, good grief, that's too much for that one. Click. Fast click. Fast click. Okay. It's stone, okay. Then wherever gold is, or the different ores, we need them. Create custom material. Oak. And it shall be oak logs, wherever those are. Oh, here. OAK. And we need the different ores, so gold. Let's do iron first, actually. Iron. Gold. And then diamond. There we go. A horribly inaccurate, nowhere even map. Let's see how it plays. So, save world first off. This will be lifted hopes. Save failed. Cool. Save world as. Oh, this is because we're overwriting the file. Okay. But it's saved. Export as new Minecraft map. And that is not where we want to export it to. So that we can actually see it in the game. Instead, or do we? Yeah, let's do it. Let's save it there. I think everything else is already right, so let's just say export. Yes, blah, blah, blah. The reason I'm going to save it to where I am is I want to see if we can make it, what's the word? Directly onto the server, basically. Okay, it exported. We're going to refresh this. We're going to get our description and our map, but the map's a little funky. So let's grab and see if we can get the image only. Export images file. This PC, D drive, all, whatever it's called, temp, RTS, maps, lifted hopes. Save. And the reason I'm doing that is we have a module on our server that will let us show an image of the map and a description of the map that is a current map. It's a Python bot. So if I do current map, it does that. Stop the server, restart it, load up Minecraft, we'll be good to go. It's weird that the selection showed on the image. Let's go ahead and fix that. Where is it? Oh, maps, there it is. Then I need to upload that to the server again. We're just dragging it over here. RIP, somehow crashed the bot. There it goes. Maybe the image is too big. Did I do single player? I think I did. Huh! See if stream avatars will even load. Multiplayer, this one. I think Steam's gonna want me to log in. Oh no, it didn't. Cool. So, is it gonna connect and work actually now? I highly doubt it. It says loading. Okay, so here's our map that we just made, right? So 99% of the area you cannot get up on top of at all. But like here, you can. That's the only spot you can. Tons of resources though, right? Resources are not the problem on this map. Space kind of is though. Now I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Let's go ready on blue. We're gonna start back here in this corner-ish area. It's actually not that bad. We can get right up over here. It is a nice drop off if someone were to fall. So we can start plopping down things according to what we need here. So let's get our area of influence going this direction. Let's come back and start placing down lumberyards then. And what do we need? Stone, I guess? Stone should be this way. That's iron. Did I not put stone in? Am I an idiot? These resource nodes are frickin' massive. Okay, it's clear down here. So we're gonna have to build our way down there with farms. Totally doable. The stream avatar still doesn't work. RIP. It's probably close enough. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I don't on this map need to be precise with my placement whatsoever, these things. It's about speed, I think, instead. Low on stone and iron now. Which we just happen to be by iron, so... Now we're low on wood again. We get more stone, iron along the way. Getting decent amounts of wood now, finally. We got 200 some wood. This might be a map that could actually be played on. So far I haven't come across anything that's awful about it. It's just it's really resource rich. Which can be good and bad, right? So people will get stockpiles if you don't attack them soon enough. And then attacking them will have very little impact as far as their resource production is concerned. Once they cross a certain point. I think there's no room in there. There's a little bit of don't be stupid about where you place and stuff, like what I just did. You do want to try and maximize your resources or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna place down a couple more. I want to start going gold because we're in gold. And let's just use it to go across the map here. Towards diamonds and get some diamonds going. Yeah, we're actually running low on food because we can buy everything else we need as much as we want, pretty much. The backside's definitely a good spot for gold or food because you're not really wasting as many resources then. You're not covering up resource nodes. Sure, not gonna run off the end of the land here. Soon. We'll soon. Yeah, that's probably it right there. Looks like there's a missed spot there, but that's fine. We're not gonna need this many diamonds. But we'll make like already we probably have enough diamonds now. But not enough iron. The 1,000 wood that I have is telling me I have enough wood. Okay, we're in the iron area. Make all of our iron problems go away permanently. Get some more stone and make sure it stays away. At this point, you're resource rich. And there's still plenty of front land here, right? Where you can build things. This is your way back up. Right? So this is the point we need to defend heavily. Let's go ahead and make down a barracks or two here. Just to simulate a game. Let's get some research centers going once we get the iron, looks like. Maybe another tick. We'll have enough iron. Nope. And then let's do research for archers, because I think those are going to be what's going to be OP in this. Right? Being able to spit out archers, put them surrounded this entire thing, and then you'll never get up here. Okay. Food is our limiter. Come on, food. There it is. Now we're actually low on resources. With this many things, we're low on resources. How? I have no idea, but we shall fix. Something in the way everywhere there. Cool. Okay, now we can put down more research centers. One more. Wow. One more. $350 stone, really? Give, if not effect, give tech stack, Minecraft, speed 3. Nope, 9999999 Okay, here's stone. So I'm putting down 10 of these. That should give us 40 more stone every 10 seconds. So now that we've done all that, we have enough money for 2 more of these. Jeez. Each one of those I put down doubles the, or increases the speed at which we research, so. Let's come out here. going to place down, summon Minecraft, Minecraft TS RTS minion at these coordinates, and its owner name shall not be me, shall be Jimmy. There's Jimmy. Ah, no, Jimmy, stop it! Jeez, and then team join green Jimmy. And Jimmy's on green now. I think maybe I can outpace Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. Come over here. Jimmy, you follow me from so far away. Why? There, okay. So the reason I'm doing that is I want some competition to try and get up here once I get the archery range unlocked. Just another one, go faster. Just need that archery range unlocked. Boop, boop. Even faster. Another 10 seconds and we should have it or so. There it is. Okay, so archery range. And now we can't afford archery range, really. Because we don't have enough wood. Okay, let's plop that down and then recruit archers out of it. Turn on auto repeat mode for this thing. You, sir, come out of here and spawn there. You didn't listen very well. You, sir, come here. Let's actually turn off auto mode because I don't want an infinite number of them. I want a limited number of them. I want to see if they can repel somebody coming up. Pretty sure they can. And then we got 4. We'll get one more and then we'll see if they can repel him. Let's turn this thing off so it doesn't produce anymore. H. Okay, got all 5. I'm going to tell them to rally right here in a hold position mode. And this guy ain't gonna stand a chance. Yeah, he didn't get to him. Now, I get that he's only one guy, so let's try it with a couple of them. I don't know, like 3. Oh, Jimmy's after me. Are they being stupid and not trying to go up the thing? Because, wow. They didn't even get hit. Okay, let's try it with 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Get off my back! Oh. I was still typing. Oh, the 4th guy didn't even come. And they are moving the archers, so in a almost even match, they could potentially overwhelm them. So yeah, this could be an interesting map to play on every once in a while. Don't know if it's the one you want to play on all the time, but it's here. Not gonna delete it. Let's put it that way. Okay. So now let's make sure we save that off properly on the server, because there is a map folder that I've got set up for all of the maps. There we go. And we need to create this Lifted Hopes folder on there to support that. Cool, and it is. Now, we need to go back to green fields 1v1v1v1 600 as our active map, just so that as we continue testing the mod, it is there and ready to go. So let's do that. Let's pull over my Discord, like so. Current map, green fields. Boom. Okay. Let's check on the mod itself, see if it's been approved. And files under review still. Womp womp womp. That's fine. Kind of expected it to be there for a while, that's why I did what I did. So instead, let's go to GitHub and work on our issues. Post-release items. Minimap or sappers? I think sappers are going to come first. I don't think I demoed sappers at all. Let's change the name of this. Dev now. What we're going for. So I did not demonstrate at all what a sapper can do on stream. Okay, once the game loads up, I will do that. Mojang. Redstone ready. And let's go Team Blue, sure. Oops. Blue ready, start. Where's my handy dandy command block? There it is. Let's change this to read sappers. Spawn in a bunch of sappers. Grab all of those guys, line them up into formation, and you'll see they're carrying a creeper in a box, right? So they are explosive units that do this too. When you kill them, they explode, and when one of them explodes next to another one, they also explode. So you can set off a chain reaction very easily across all of them in normal formation. Right, so that's not a piece of it. If they're in normal formations like that, and one of them should die. Oh, it's not gonna let me kill him. Let's see. I need to summon a archer. Summon archer aid. TSRTS archer minion right here with owner name tester red. And items. Needs to be what? ID Minecraft bow. Count. Why don't you like that? Minecraft bow. It doesn't like it. And items. Oh, okay. There's another one that's expected. Oh man, you didn't have a bow! Minecraft bow. comma, count 1B. There we go. Now they got bow. Duke it out, dude, because this guy's gonna lose. Oh, awesome. Okay, so let's grab this command block out of the floor, pop it over here, and that is our command we want to put in said command block, just like that. And we're going to put a button. Can't remember which button's shorter, the stone or the wood, but we're going to do this. Oh, and they all appear in the ground. And they all want to attack each other because there's no tester red. So we will set up tester red on a team. This is a problem. Needs redstone, repeat, unconditional. The heck, why has it still got redstone power? Let's just say impulse only, so that it stops. Probably an arrow stuck in it, in the button. Yeah, there is. Let's get tester red on a team. Team join tester red. And he'll be on red. Okay. Now let's get the other button type so that the arrows can't accidentally go into it, first off. And let's make this guy appear one block above. There we go. Now we can give it the repeat mode. They're not on red though, are they? Tester red. Perhaps I did not put the name in correctly. Team join. Added tester red to team red. This should be on red, not yellow. But okay. Owner name, is that messed up somehow? Yep. Now we're good to go. Repeat. And let's put that block there. Okay, so now if I were to hit this button, I get a series of them. And if I hit this button, I get a series of them. And that can happen. Too close together, looks like. Oh, it crashed. No. That's not good. I'm going to have to do that command block all over again. The wall block crashed it. How's that work? Is valid location. What? Was I trying to place one down? Couldn't have been. Oh, it's in the wall tile entity, so when it was trying to die or whatever. Interesting, that's the first that's ever happened. Its block position. Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's because it didn't get placed down as part of that world. It was from the previous run of it. Meh, not worried about it. Aiden, did you see the new map I made? This thing? It's a trench down through the center with nothing in it but grass, and a too-high wall goes all the way down the side, except for in the very center on both sides, and an abundant amount of every resource. So it goes diamond, stone, wood, iron, gold. It'll be a crazy map, I think, because you can. It's a very small choke point that you can try and wall off and everything. gates, all that fun stuff. So it's out there to be played with sometime. But the resource abundance is crazy. Like, it felt crazy, but at the same time it didn't. It will be an Osprey, yes. No, you guys, you're gonna kill the world again. No, no, no. Bad archers. Where are you? I can hear you. Okay, let's do this again. Get rid of this command block and this command block. Let's control middle click on. Oh, you killed it anyway. No. Great. Wonderful. So also, Aiden, today I released the mod. It's just it's still pending review by CurseForge. So gotta wait for that to finish, and then we will have a actual mod that anyone can play. The plan, though, is that I will continue working on making enhancements to the game probably forever. Let's see my dashboard on here, see if it's been approved yet. I really doubt it because it's a Sunday. Yeah, it's not approved. Womp womp. And we were in this world. Thank you, man. Thank you for helping test. Okay, so we're gonna grab some empty spots in my inventory here. That was weird. Control there. And control there. And we're gonna kill you before you destroy the world again. It's been good fun playing so far. There's all so much that can be added. Yeah, I know, man. I think it's gonna be fun building everything out still. Okay, I can't remember which one's which, so we're gonna place this one here, put a button on it. This is the tappers. Okay. So the other one's gonna be down a ways so they don't automatically attack each other. And this one is the bow. So we're gonna spawn in a bunch of those guys. No, no, come on guys. You don't wanna fight me. Yeah, exactly. Now, I would not be surprised if it has very low adoption early on, because it is one of those things where you need your own server to play it, right? Or you need a friend that has a server to play it on. It's not a normal mod where you can just fire it up in single player and just go to town on it. Okay, let's see if any of these guys get in there. See, they did do damage to him, even though they died. I think that's okay. I think one hit from an arrow is probably appropriate, right? I was initially thinking they need to just die immediately, but I don't anymore. Because they already kind of do that, right? Where it's bad luck for whoever. It's like, if it's just one guy, you're not losing out too much, right? But when it's like 30 guys spawning in, you're really sending a lot of resources to kill, 1-2 archers. Let's spawn one of these guys in. Let's get our massive horde of archers over here again. Well, let's see what one guy can do against all of them. Ooh, don't accidentally hit him. Nah, yes, he's not even close. Now if he spawns in now, they're gonna get wrecked. Oh, no. Yeah, see, they all die at once. Oh, what's that? I think getting to the point where a community consists. I know that, read that already. So, well, there's potential for adamant players, sponsors who want to host their own or even donate towards a professional hosting. Yeah. Yeah. And plus there's people like me that I will run one, right? It's just when I run it, I'm probably going to keep the test server up in favor of the public one. I don't know. I don't know how expensive it gets for a server host to have a lobby server and then multiple matches lobbies you can jump into. Yeah, so with that, I've done that before, and it's not that bad actually. So if you have control of the hardware, Minecraft doesn't use all CPU cores, right? It uses one, maybe two, if you can count garbage collections, right? It's not gonna max out your CPU completely if you have a multi-core system. So what you do instead is you put a lot of RAM in your server, like what I've done. Set up multiple Minecraft games or Minecraft instances running all on that same computer, and use a lobby like you're talking about or like Bungee Cord or something to string them all together so that you go into that lobby server and then you click a sign or whatever and it takes you to that actual game so that you can play on that game or that individual instance, right? And then the way I've set up my mod is at the end of the game. It's like exactly what I've done. So I've actually made a minigame server before. We called it Death Cube. It auto restarted it, kicked you back to the lobby, etc. Yep, exactly what Hypixel is. One of these times, one of these weekends, I'll set up Death Cube again. We can play it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you like PvP games, that is. Okay, now let's do this other way around here. So instead of having a bowman or archer, let's do it as a regular minion instead. I'm just meaning that it's not your responsibility to have lots of traffic over your home network. 5 big personalities. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I guess my comment about server hosting and all that was more around kid wanting to play it by himself, right? He has to find a server to play it on. Can't just play it like most mods. Oh dang, the guy got flung back behind everybody. It's fine and good for, you know, X many returning players, but in terms of expandability, I guess, yeah. It's like if they're all strung out, it's not. We almost want to bait them all together. Like, I think that these 32 guys should be able to take that out. It's just they're too tight together. They're in too much of a formation. Usually there's a 32. So that'd be 9, that'd be 18, so there's 20 guys here. If we had them as 2 control groups, we'd definitely take this out. I am in IT, so... Bait him away. Let's see if this will work. You're better off sending him in one at a time. Which is kind of funny. Its owner. Oh, good grief! Knock me clear over here. Oh, this is gonna cause a bunch of crazy mayhem on the server when we put this on there. Like that, right? I would have died there too. Apparently they're in aggro range. Oh, tough guy. Die already. Come on. You. Go. You. Go. You. Go. Go. Go, I say. There you go. Sometimes those clicks don't feel like they work. Currently, you're having an internal battle about whether or not I want to shell out the money to build a PC or just get an external GPU for my laptop. Oh man, yeah. I've never personally used one of the external GPUs. I don't see how a laptop could ever have the performance of a desktop PC. I've had some really expensive laptops before. Like, we're talking Alienware laptops, right? High-end Alienware laptops. That's amazing. And while it was fast, yes, it wasn't going to be anywhere near as fast as a desktop GPU. And on top of that, the power brick for it was like carrying a nuclear reactor around. It was huge. Okay, I'm kind of just screwing around at this point. I think they're working fairly well. I think the only way to improve these guys is to have additional, what's the word? Formations. Gotcha. Yeah, this was a 17-inch dual GPU gaming laptop that weighed, I don't know, a ridiculous amount. You couldn't use it on your lap. You could not use it on your lap at all, because if you did, it would have probably burned your legs and also crushed them. Okay, they got Levino's. Okay. So Levino laptops, like, I haven't had experience with them recently, but long ago, no, I didn't care for them. I also hate their little red nipple thing they have on there. I hate that. I hate that with a passion. Like, any laptop I've ever had that has something like that, I disable it immediately. Because, like, I'll be typing and my mouse will move. Because it's right in between the keys. We are going to set people into orbit with this thing. I just got an email from CurseForge. Oh, it's not about the new mod. It's about the other one. Let me refresh the page. Yeah, it's still under review. The heck? Let's see what it is. Why is it not showing me the mail? No? Okay. What if I go into the actual mods? Projects? Yeah, it's not showing me whatever notification it is. I'll have to look at it on my phone later. So sappers are a thing. Sappers are going to come out of the Siege Workshop. They don't yet. The Siege Workshop is technically a thing. right here. Oh, well, we gotta get Town Hall first. Oop. Siege Workshop looks like this. All the teams, I think, have the same Siege Workshop, different flags and stuff, of course. It does introduce these, which I really kind of wonder what's 30 hacks people are going to come up with them. I mean, the keyboard on the ThinkPad is legendary, and as a student, I just love having all my notes and homework in OneNote using green stylus. Oh, you got a stylus with yours? Oh, so you're like a true two-in-one, where it's like a laptop and a tablet kind of thing. I could see that being useful, but at the same time, every laptop I've had, I've basically treated it like it was a desktop and set it on a desk and hooked it into a monitor. I just don't get me wrong, I would like to have a laptop, but I would want one that I could actually game on, and those are just two things that don't go well together. It's full touchscreen with 360 rotation and pen that charges. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, and when I say play my games, I mean like this, right? I can develop this game on it, kind of thing. So, yes, it is playing it, but it's also a bit of... What the heck? That's actually interesting to me. So I'm at a different height. Is it because there's a block there? No, it's these. Okay. Yeah. I want to develop something. If it's a Unity game or this or other mod, I really can't anymore justify just sitting and playing a game. I want to be building something with it. They've got a model this year that's a 15-inch and it's got a GTX 1660 in it, but it's not ThinkPad lineup, so it drops the keyboard. Huh. A gaming 2-in-1? That would be interesting. Like, I would love to be able to sit upstairs on my couch and program for this mod. But I'd also like a brand new desktop instead, too. So that probably will take precedence once I get extra cash to do it with. Whoa, that was interesting. It like popped me up in the air because I was inside the thing. Make sure it disappears correctly. Yeah, I get it. It's business. Most Livino products are. Yeah, and those are like big investments to not be sure about, not have your hands on it for a bit first, right? Like a laptop's a different beast, right? I've the heck killed now. Like a desktop, you can tell from the specs is going to work for me or not. Your main interface is your keyboard and your mouse. If you don't like it, you can change those out. But on a laptop, you really can't do that, right? I mean, you could, but then you're not really using it for a laptop. It's the stupid walls again. Okay. Well, a piece of me kind of wants to just leave the mod set for tonight because we are just releasing it. Let's see what issues there are, if any, and then start working on new stuff from there, or come up with a plan for what to work on next. Part of me also wants to do some very complex things, like setting up new formations. But doing so is going to break a lot of things, potentially. So I don't know if I get a newest model of my current with an i5 and build a gaming tower on the side and have a model with an i7 and an eGPU. Oh, definitely. For upgradability. Like, the best you're ever going to get out of a laptop is, like, RAM upgrades on some of them. Excuse me. my current desktop I've had for probably 6-7 years, maybe longer than that, because of the fact that I could upgrade it, right? So I did start out with some very high-end hardware in it, right? High-end CPU, high-end RAM. I had one of the early PCI Express SSDs in it. I still have all those pieces that I just said, but the GPU I had in it was like a 760. And over time, it's been upgraded, and I now have a 1080 Ti, and it works great for that. The only thing that's holding me back and making me want to upgrade is I can't do NVMe drives because there's no NVMe M.2 port. And I also have like 1 or 2 USB 2.0 ports on it because that was the latest and greatest back then. There was no USB 3, there's no USB Type-C, any of those things. Yeah, see? And the other piece is, like, I've kept the desktop, upgraded the monitor, got better mouse, got better keyboard over time, and just, you can keep adding to it and make improvements here and there. And now that I've got a desktop, when I go to my next one, I'm going to probably keep the GPU out of this one, so my next one's cheaper. I'm going to keep the monitor, I'm going to keep the mouse, I'm going to keep the keyboard, you know. I'll keep the case because I got a better case than when I started out with, because the other case started falling apart, basically. So, I finally learned my lesson. The cheap plastic cases are cheap plastic cases for a reason, right? They tend to fall apart. I've got myself a very nice, I think it's Corsair, tempered glass. It's like smoked tempered glass case. It's nice. It's got ventilation out the front and the top, and it's got a magnetically removable filter in front of the fan, and that is just like amazing because you just unscrew the thumb screws that take the glass off, and underneath there the magnetic filter comes out, and you go blow that out with your air compressor and put it back on 5 minutes later, and your computer's clean because it's not sucking it up inside of it. I mean, AMD is making it really easy to get into PC gaming, dude. I remember a few years ago, you had to be like a snob to buy a PC over a console. I've always been PC over console. I had one, like, okay, growing up I was a console kid because there was no PCs, right? But not really. But I've had one Xbox. I think it was the Xbox 360. And I didn't, like, I played Modern Warfare 3 on it, and that's about it. It was a waste. Yeah, because, like, I tore it apart not that long ago, and after having it for maybe 6 months to a year, and the inside of the computer's spotless compared to what they would normally be. Normally it'd be, you blow it out every 6 months to make sure that you're not overheating the components, right? But that filter made a world of difference. I feel like I'm not doing anything that I should be doing for this on my channel. I feel like I should stop streaming, but I'm having fun talking to you. So sorry everyone else. I'm just talking to Aiden apparently. Kind of waiting for the mod to be approved as well. Refresh one more time just in case it was behind the message or whatever. Nope. So my preference for PC gaming isn't so much the graphics look better or this, that, or the other thing. It's affordability of the games, right? Because you can typically find them cheaper on PC than you can on a console. And modding support. Like, Minecraft is a game that came out, what, 6-7 years ago? Maybe probably longer than that, and I'm still messing around with the thing. I got busy with classes, so it's just easier to burn time on my laptop and sit down. Yeah, exactly. And you can do so much, like, that's all. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Those games that allow you to just explore your creativity, really. I'm not talking about just in the game, like the modding stuff and things like that. The content that doesn't constantly cost you too. Does Xbox still require you to have what is it, Xbox Live or Xbox Gold or whatever to get online and play with other people? Yeah, I get you on that one, simplicity. I know some people that have had those, but it's more like the old Xboxes had red rings of death kind of thing, right? Where you had to go look up how to deal with it or fix it yourself. You know, and some people like think that they're cheaper, but I don't think they're cheaper anymore. Like they've kind of gotten everybody into a cycle of having to buy a new Xbox all the time. So you think it'd be less? So you got your $100 annual subscription to be online. Your what, 2 to 3 year life of the console itself before they make you buy a new generation. Maybe 4 years at max. It just, they put you on a treadmill, and it's like there's no easy baby step to upgrade somewhat. My easy baby step with the PC was I got a new GPU and didn't have to replace everything else. I haven't paid attention to what the new Xbox stuff is going to actually bring, to be honest. Not 1080p. Yeah, but you could get those numbers out of a PC that's sub 500. And you could get 60 FPS if you turn the graphics setting down on games. Right? That's how they do those things. The console can run this, right? This many processes, or this many triangles on the screen, or this level of anti-aliasing. So they just set it that. There's no options like there is on a PC game where you can say, I want this thing to look as pretty as you possibly can make it for me, please. I don't care about my electric bill. Yeah, and then they've also got a captive audience, right? You can't. There's no competition, right? It's just that game maker making the money off of it, kind of thing. Plus, PC distribution. I guess console distribution. A lot of them are coming over the internet now too, but PC distribution. I can't remember the last time I went to the store and bought a game for PC, but for the Switch or the console, sure. My kids get Switch games every once in a while. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If they're bringing them to PC too. And to be honest, it's in Microsoft's best interest to do that because they're keeping their PC audience around and alive, right? Not that PCs are going to go anywhere, I don't think. It's just, they need that. Microsoft needs that, not from the Xbox division, from the Windows division, right? Okay. Can we design something that would let us... Let's do some quality of life stuff instead. So, on my entities, didn't something say, and I just seen this and it might have been a rumor, that the new Xbox console that they're kind of come out with, this next one, could run Windows or something like that. Yeah, I'm sure they could, but Xbox does bring money. From the console sales to the subscription for Xbox Live, selling games on Xbox Live, there's money in that. That's why they do it. Okay, so if we added something to these that was like a attribute that said what the troop type was, then when we have them selected, we could figure out what that troop type is, and we can count that troop type, for example, potentially. So, yeah, Windows mode, there you go. That's what I thought. Unit entity. We need a type in this. Action result type, player action. Yeah. Probably can't run games in Windows mode or something stupid, alright? That way they can sell you the game on Xbox still. Yeah. Yeah. I've... Oh, you're gonna get me started on Bedrock Edition. So, public abstract. Get unit type. And it's going to be a what? I think probably in our references we have a unit type, maybe? Structure type, RTS cost. Nope, we don't. Cool. Public, static, enum. Microsoft totally changed when Microsoft sold out. Well, okay, so if you want me to get started on Bedrock, I think their plans originally were to create a uniformed or unified version of Minecraft. I don't understand the whole realms thing. That's just a way for them to try and make more money off of it, that's all. For kids that want to have their own server that don't know how to set it up. I fully believe that Bedrock is intended to be the one version of Minecraft, but then they realized if they did that they would kill the whole modding scene, and that could have bad ramifications, so they kind of backed off on it. Because Bedrock is on all of the consoles, it's on PC, and it's also on the phones. So it has complete crossplay there for everybody to be able to play on. Exactly, crossplay. But the issue is their development path to get to feature parity with Java, in some cases leaped over what Java had and introduced new features before Java would introduce them. And then they were kind of like offset in this weird way, like which one has this feature, right? And they did, I don't know. Maybe it's an artifact that they realized that Java's not going to go away, that they can't get rid of it. I don't know. It's the only way you can play cross-platform? Are you sure about that? Because no, I know it's not. They've got a beta version of the Bedrock Minecraft server that you can download, because I almost did it for my son, because my son has Bedrock on his PC and his friend has it on Xbox, right? Because his friend doesn't have a PC. And they were wanting to play together, and they don't play together on a Realms server. They play together like someone will turn on their Xbox and start up the world, and someone else can join them on that world, right? So that's one way that they can cross-play together. But when that guy goes away and turns his Xbox off, then everybody else can't play at the same time, right? Because it's not constant, not persistent. So let's do this. We want minion, archer, lancer, pikeman, knight, ABV. Ah, I do think you can. Yeah, I know you can because they play together. Sapper. Yeah, exactly. Like they figure it all out for you. The port forwarding stuff. They set up a tunnel through here. Okay, so now we can return one of those from each of our classes then. So our unit entity, reference dot unit types. Okay. And abstract method is going to be defined as an abstract class. Oh. Fine. We'll just manually put it into all. Oh wait, we need to go trebuchets as well. I have no doubt that you're right. That's why they did it that way. It's simplified so that kids don't have to figure that stuff out. Unit types dot trebuchet. And sapper. Pikeman. I'm also doing this particular change here right now because I know this will help me in another part that's got a little bug in it. It's not that big of a deal, but it's there. That's a Lancer minion. So when I made the Knights and Advanced Knight, I extended Entity Minion, and that was a mistake, I think. I did it so I didn't have to redo the rendering code, but probably gonna have to fix this other bug, but maybe this will fix it. This will be a knight. So right now the game has no way of differentiating between the three of them because it sees the knights as types of minions, basically. Because they technically are. There's Archer. And Advanced Knights. I don't know how long you're working tonight, but I'll happily join you and the others for some games later. I could get a game in, like one game in, but I would have to start in like the next 5-10 minutes to try one, man. No, yeah, I get it. No worries at all. I'm hoping the mod gets released and we get some interest and some people coming to the Discord so we can have some game nights with it, right? Like with like 4 people every night or something kind of thing, but I don't know. We'll see. There you go. Yeah, Feed the Beast needs to know. I gotta time it right though. When I did my announcement before, I did it in the middle of the night, and it was probably a mistake. I was being impatient with it. I should have waited for a more opportune time to make a post about it. Okay, so we've got a way now to identify what the troops are. Get the types, that is. And where is it in my client code? GUI code. Nope, in my render code. There we go. Overlay. What about Mr. Crayfish? Mr. Crayfish ain't gonna care about this mod. This is some survival thing that he can scream about for 20 minutes. He needs somebody else to play with. Okay, so in the overlay, can we... So I want to take a list that is my selections. And I want to break that selection down into 25 minion, 10 archers, and 5 knights, and display that on the screen somehow. I guess that means I need a counter per unit type in order to do this. So I would need an array that holds... Okay, I can do this. Public list. Public int array of get selected unit count. Unit type counts. Okay. And it's going to return that array and that array size. So if we do int ret return value equals new int array of reference dot unit types dot values dot size dot length. There we go. So we're gonna get an array of all the unit types. Okay. So now we need to find out what our selections are. So tsrts dot player selections dot get, and I have no recollection of how that player selections works, so we're gonna have to look this up. I think it's an array of everyone's, or not an array, a hash map of everyone's selections. Client selected unit counts to control group. Yeah, okay, so we're getting the player's scoreboard name, and we're getting that from scoreboard name here, this. So we can pass that into it. Contains the key, then we get the list. Okay. And those are just IDs though, that's the problem. This is not going to be super efficient, I have a feeling. Contains key, and it should contain key unless you don't have something. So if this contains key, boop, flop. Do I need another one? There we go. Nah. That's just pulling it straight out. But we can get each one like this in a loop like that. Okay. Blop. And it is this dot length. This string equals that, or string that equals getting the player's scoreboard name. And then we can use that in there instead. Have that cached. Cool. Dot. What? Oh, selected units. Length. The size? There we go. So what is selected units then? It is a list of integers. Okay, fair enough. So now we have the list. We need a world here. Great. Blop. Blop dot world. World. And then we can say world dot get entity by ID. That is the ID. And that just returns a basic entity. Entity E. And then we say if entity E instance of unit entity, e.g. it's from my mod. Let's save. Control 1. Import that. Get rid of the extra parenthesis. Okay. So now we know it's one from my mod. I'm going to get rid of that top. Return value. Okay, get rid of this top error message that was coming up here. And so now we know it's one of ours. We can cast one of ours, unit entity. UE equals unit entity E, and UE dot get type determines what we do next. So the type. Okay, so I'm gonna do a trick here, I think. So this unit types array for int int j equals 0, j is less than that dot length, and j plus plus. Okay, so we're going to loop through all of the different types to figure out if the type is the same as the type that we're dealing with. Right, let's say I do build a PPC, right? Okay. Hypothetical time. I equals, so if that's equal, I figure I shall shell out a good motherboard case power supply and get like a single stick of RAM at first. Well, depending on your CPU, you might need to get a kit of RAM. I haven't tried it forever, but like some CPUs are dual channel or quad channel RAM, and it makes a big difference in the performance of it. You don't have 4 modules if it's quad channel. And buy a refurbed used GPU off eBay and get like a low-end AMD Athlon or first gen Ryzen. Okay. Be aware that the other Ryzens the number of pins and everything is the same, but it's a different socket, so you can't upgrade it later to the new Ryzen sockets. I can get an RX 580 on eBay for like $100. Oh wow. That sounds cheap to me, but I also don't know how fast an RX 580 because I don't typically go AMD graphic cards. We want J there anyway, not I. Incompatible operand, really? Well, the B450 chipsets. What am I doing? We don't need to do that comparison like that. We can do J dot ordinal, right? I don't think that's the right method. It's not, that's why. More motherboards with B450 chipsets, I would say. Man. Ryzen 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when they first came out with the Ryzens, they were saying that there's gonna be that support, but this new Ryzen that came out, like the 39 whatever classes, 39X, I believe it's a different pin layout, even though it's the same number of pins. Like they changed it on purpose to make it not compatible. Yeah. And there's no guarantee like how far into the future even that's going to be around, right? I'm more of the camp of when I buy a computer, I buy it very fast components, spend more, and they last for me longer then because I don't need to buy another computer for like 5-6 years. But that's me. Unit type, that's what we wanted to do. Dot ordinal. There we go. So if it's the same ordinal position as what we're looped through right now, we're golden. It's optimized for new generation. Not generation, it's optimized for new chipset. Okay. And I think with this, I want to save this off as well because I'm using this multiple locations now. So let's cache this. Plus, it's in a loop. So, int unit type count. Which is all we're really going for. That should be a big R. We can do this, and we can do this. If we do this first. PCI 4.0 with 570, Ryzen 3, and things like improved bandwidth between the actual cores inside the die. Yeah, exactly. It is a big deal. It really is. When you're handing workloads between CPUs or pieces of memory between them, it's a big deal. So if you have multiple cores working on the same program, it's a big deal. Things that are not essential for 1080 FPS, go blame myself. Yeah, depends what you want to do with the computer. Yeah, agree. Again, I'm in the camp of spend a lot, keep it for a long time, because this just has worked so well for me. It's just when I buy a computer, it's not a $500 computer, it's a $2,000-$3,000 computer. Okay, so now we figured out which quote camp it's in, which team it's, which type it is. Yeah. Oh, I understand. I know we're on different planets when it comes to how I used to buy a computer. That's just like if I bought a $500 computer, I would end up with something slightly slower than what I have now, right? That's why I'm in that camp right now. And I want some of a speed boost, yes, but I want mainly the new features that you can have in a computer, right? Not having M.2 means my drives are slow. Not having USB 3 means my connections to my devices, like my phone, is slow. Not that I connect to it all the time, but yeah, I think you get the point. Like, I've got a VR headset. I'm pretty sure the camera on the VR headset does not work because of the computer USB port can't handle it. But it's a nice to have, not a need to have on the headset. So. Okay, so we've got a J that we know we need to increase then. So we can say return value. Which is spelled wrong. Return value J plus plus. Yeah, this is the valve index. I had a Vive before. Yeah. And with the Vive, or the valve index even, you need a very decent computer to push them. Like, you don't want to get motion sickness. Right? I've never had a problem with it. You want a 1070 or better graphics card, in my opinion. Because I, even with my 1080 Ti, have had problems where it can get a little laggy at times. And I'm not sure if it's CPU or what, because I haven't tried to track it down. But yeah, I was really big into, I think Half-Life that's coming out is going to be amazing. 2 lighthouses, and they're the Vive lighthouses. They're stretched across probably a 24, 25 foot room. And Steam will say your lighthouses are too far apart, you might have problems, but I haven't had a single problem, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I think if I were to open my windows up, like take the curtains down, I would have problems because the infrared coming in from the window would be too much for them. Like, they would get confused. No, because I had the Vive before. I was able to skimp out on the index controller, so I got the knuckles and the headset. That's all I got. No, the controllers and the headset. The controllers are amazing compared to the Vive ones. Vive ones, yeah, they're awful. They were amazing for what they could do, being the first thing to do it, but they're nothing compared to the knuckles in terms of tracking and comfortable, right? Now, I do have one of the knuckles with a thumbstick button press issues. There's only one game it's really an issue in. And you can map around them if you need to. Okay, so we've got now a listing for each of these, basically. So where in our render overlay are we going to stick this thing is the question. So this is the one for an actual player. I guess we can put this right here. This will give us what our counts are. We need to do something with that, so int array unit counts equals this. And we're going to list them out, I guess. So for int I equals 0. I'd say that you're running into bandwidth issues on the USBs. Oh, agree, 100%. You said that the light headsets. So I actually had to add a USB PCI Express card on the back. I believe it's 2.0. So, but it was a cheapy one. and it might be the issue. If I didn't put it on that, I would have issues. So I've got on my system, and I'll just count off what I consider the high bandwidth stuff. I've got a Rode microphone, which is a high quality USB microphone. I've got, which I don't currently use because of some of this. I've got a 1080p Logitech webcam for when I just used to stream with my camera. I've got the Valve Index. I've got a Stream Deck, which is basically another display. And I've got 3 monitors that are on USB. It's basically USB video cards. It's a long way of saying it. It's like they're amazing, but they're bandwidth hogs, right? So I have different devices on different USB hubs, internal USB hubs, if you will, so that the bandwidth is spread across the system a bit. And I think a new motherboard with USB 3.0 built into it could alleviate a lot of the problems I have around that kind of stuff. Anyway, the main reason I have my monitors on the USB instead of like DisplayPort or something is because I also have a switch that I can push a button and it flips those monitors over to my work laptop, and then I can use them for my work laptop instead. So it's a quick way for me to basically create a KVM, if you've ever heard of that, keyboard monitor, keyboard, video, and mouse switch type thing. Yes, controllers, that's the word. Thank you. I was thinking hub, but controllers, right? Plus, you know, my headset's USB, my mouse, keyboard, all the little stuff. Anywho, 4 eyes less than unit counts length, and we go and say what I plus plus. Okay, and now we can actually put the numbers on the screen. Where we're going to put them is one thing. I'm not quite sure yet. You might be in the ballpark for a Threadripper system, to be honest. Yeah, so like, here's my current system, right? It's got 6 cores. The Threadrippers are like 8 or 16 cores, right? It's not a huge jump in cores. It's just they are faster cores, of course. Yeah, and that's the other thing. So I'm probably limited in my PCI Express a little bit because I got a PCI Express expansion card for USB. I've got a PCI Express SSD, right? Which was an early one of those. I've got my 1080 Ti, and there's probably something else that I can't remember that's in there too, but the PCI Express is pushing it in this one. Yeah, but like that's like the 64 core one. Yeah, I can't even use 64. I can't justify 64 cores. It's probably like over $1,000 for just the CPU. What am I gonna do with it? I can't even run 64 programs at the same time. 88 lanes of PCI Express 4.0. Yeah, see. I don't have the cash for it though, so I'm not gonna need to set up a GoFundMe. Tech's fast PC isn't fast enough for him. GoFundMe. Unit counts. I is greater than 0. We have one, so show it. So the way we need to do this is we need to figure out what the icon is for that unit type. And I think we've already got something built that does that over in utilities, but it's kind of wonky because it's used by the queue system. Yeah. Somewhere. It's not in here. But the queues themselves would be used. So this is a private, so I'm gonna have a getter in here somewhere. So if we do a call hierarchy on this, render unit queues, there we go. Get unit, okay, so it's ID. Might need something similar to this. It goes off with the unit types. If you're working in an IT department, just try to justify a reason why you need it. Yeah, I know. But it's a personal thing, so work ain't gonna do that for me. I had a business before and was able to justify it that way, right? When I was a contractor. That's how I got the Alienware laptop. Business expense. That's also how I learned you do not want to travel on a plane with a 17-inch Alienware laptop that weighs like it's made out of lead. Every week. Get unit render item icon by we'll just pass in another type. It is going to be a unit, a reference, unit types. Let's say type. Okay, so last gen Threadripper is 630, 600 bucks, yeah. So okay, we're getting sidetracked, but here's my favorite website to use when I check out CPUs, right? The reason I use this is because it kind of gives you a little bit of a real-world experience with that specific CPU, right? So 4930K is what I've got. What, doesn't even show on here anymore? 4930K. What the heck? I just looked at this 4930. There it is. Okay. So if we add this one to the comparison, it's got a score of 13025, right? Right, and that's not necessarily my problem, not the number of cores. It's the speed of the cores that I kind of need to get bumped up for certain cases, right? And then if I looked at the top of the chart here, right? So the Threadripper 3970, that's a $2,000 CPU. That ain't gonna happen. Not for a CPU by itself. That's getting up there too, $1,000. So where's the next Threadripper? It's down here. I don't even know. Is there a 3950X? There it is, 3950X. So 800, and we'll call it $800. Let's add that to comparison. Okay, so if I do this comparison, then the single core rating of my current CPU is less than two grand, and the new one's less than $3,000, right, on its score. So that's a 50% increase of each core, right? Let alone the fact that it's over double in actual score across all threads. Oh, this isn't Threadripper? I thought this was it, 3950X. Still, this is 16 cores, so it is a lot more cores. It's less. This is the most amazing thing. It's 105 watt. versus the 130 watt of my current CPU. So I'd actually be spending less in electricity to run the thing. Yeah, base clock's 3.5, which is faster than my current clock, 3.4. And it threads up much, much higher on turbo. Compared to Ryzen? Okay. Or compared to Threadripper? But like, which Threadripper though? The 3960X at 1400? We'll add that one to the comparison. I think you can go up to 3. Yeah, you can. Okay, so the Threadripper doesn't actually have faster single core performance, even though its base clock is, 300 megahertz faster. And that's why the turbo is slower on this particular model. So I would actually be better off with the Ryzen 9 just off of the single core performance alone. Look at the wattage usage, but it's got what, 24 cores is why. So let's compare the top of the line Threadripper. You can only compare 3. Gotta remove 1. And let's remove this Threadripper. Right, but I don't do tons of rendering and modeling, unfortunately. Oh, come on, I just removed the extra one. The heck? Remove. Now we can add one. There. So, see, the socket type's different, right? It's a TRX4. And again, the single core performance is not much faster than the Ryzen 9. And it's got 32 cores, holy crap. And it'd be like running 2 computers compared to my current CPU. Its clock speed is higher. And turbo's up there nicely, but not as much as the Ryzen 9. But it's actually worse than a less expensive Ryzen for that purpose. The Threadripper boards are insanely expensive also. Yeah, but because whatever's the top is expensive, right? Whatever the top of the line is always gonna be expensive. This kind of upgrade here for $800 plus whatever the CPU is or the motherboard and everything would get me over double the performance overall and a 50% performance in single threaded jobs. But look at the price difference. My current CPU that I bought years ago is going for $800. What the heck? And the new one, the Ryzen 9, is $750. Yeah. And this is the kind of top of the line I'm talking about. Like, I go high end, not ridiculous. Although on this one, at that time I had the money, I probably went a little ridiculous. So wait, let's go back. How old is this CPU that I've got? In 2013. That is probably when I bought my computer. Right? So this is a 7-year-old system. No, this is market prices. It takes prices from... This site takes prices that are current. Actually, it's not supporting its own metric though. The highest was in December of a couple years ago. 217 and oh, they had a huge dip there, didn't they? Now that's probably not used one. That's probably new ones, right? If there's any new ones still out there. There are probably not a lot of sales or sales figures for this anymore because it is 7 years old. I agree with you. I would imagine you'd have trouble finding this on something like Newegg. Where is it? I really don't want to spend too much time doing this, but... What? Hey, you can buy a HP processor. What? Yeah. So 570X, that's the motherboard you're talking about? Or the chipset? Or the X570. Sorry, I said it backwards. Okay, 570 is a chipset that released with this generation. Okay. So is that the one that has the all the cores, or not the cores, the PCI Express lanes? So this generation gets full features on X570 and X570 alone, and future chips, I suppose. Gotcha. So I don't continually keep up with the changes in the market as far as all the new features on every single motherboard and everything, because it's too much. It's usually when I'm in the market I start paying attention again and brushing up on whatever it is, right? Threadripper has 88 lanes, okay. Yeah, PCI Express board. I can't remember, does the AMD chips need special newer RAM, like, I forget, not quad core or whatever, but it's whatever's after quad core. Fire charge, what the heck needs a fire charge? I'm trying to show. A sword, iron sword would be the knight, and the diamond sword would be the advanced knight. But PCI 4 is huge for storage. I mean, it's fat bandwidth, and you can use whatever RAM. Okay. It's good to know, man. It's better to have less higher clock RAM. Well, so I actually have 32 gigs of RAM in this system for when I do video editing, and there's been times when I've used a lot of RAM. More than 16 gigs, so put it that way. Yes, better CL times, Gregory. So that's something that like a lot of people don't realize, that when you are buying RAM, you need to really pay attention to the timings of it, not just the megahertz of it. Reaper head, there we go. They also have XMP profiles, overclock the RAM, which is nuts. Yeah, I think even this motherboard has that. So if I were to go with any motherboard manufacturer again, it'd be a Gigabyte board. 99% sure that's what I've got, but it's their ultra durable line is what I got, and dude, it's held up like a champ. There's been a couple times when the BIOS would have been corrupted if it wasn't for the fact that they have a dual BIOS chip built into their systems, where if one of the images gets corrupted, the other BIOS overwrites it and you just keep going. It's happened a couple times. When I got the thing, I was like, I'll never need that. And then it happened, it's like recovering from the other BIOS. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I had that. Let's see where we use this thing at. It's right there. Okay, so now we can pass into this, the unit type that we're currently on, which we can get from reference. Yes. And it wasn't just like the flashback that happens when you're upgrading. Like, I just booted my computer up one morning and it was like, the BIOS is corrupted. And it recovered. I was like, go Gigabyte. Plus, this PC originally started out running in a garage. Right? Like, my office originally was super hot all the time, and it's ran like a champ. All the time. Oh, right, that's the special version of this. So if we just search for the name instead, we get this, which we can hack into where we want. There we go. And now we can have an offset. Oh, it's already built into it. Yes, I've already got it here. So we're going to start at 18. We're going to move that over. And for each one, we're going to add another 5 to it. Awesome. So we will mess with where that's physically located in a bit. But for now, it's close enough. And we're going to come in here with a draw number thing. Draw string with shadows. And the string we're going to draw is this. And we will draw it at the same coordinates as this here. But we're going to draw it down 10 pixels, let's say. And then going into this whole mess, we just say what our y and our x is going to be. Int x equals 18. Just say x equals 18, y equals, I don't know. We'll set that later. Okay, let's try it. Let's message my wife real quick while this is starting. Single player, red ready. Now we're going to basically loop through all of those all the time. Nothing's going to be selected, so it's not going to show on the screen. Blue, ready, start. Yep, nothing's selected, don't have anything on the screen. Let's go get our buttons on the ground. This is on my team, so as soon as I select them, we get our 19 creeper heads, right? So that's almost perfect. So our Y position's off, our starting Y position. So let's fix that. Let's set it to like 10. Okay, let's set it much lower. 5. 4. That's not 4. 2. Okay, and then our X position, let's set it to 10. Did I not? So I'm going to move that over there. We're going to keep an eye on this part of the screen, is what we're manipulating here. There we go. And we need to go, say, 24 down. Okay, 20 down. Okay, and then let's say we get this to be 8. And what if I add 1 to that X for the numbers? No, I don't want to do that. I was going to add 1 to it to shift it over so it's kind of centered underneath, but once we get a triple digit number. Yeah, see, it starts getting quite big. So we're kind of okay with that. And I'm in orbit. Holy crap. Oopsie. Do not stand too close to the rocket launch. Okay, so let's get some other troop types in here. Let's go over one so we don't accidentally power them both. Minion. Oh, dang. Okay, it's way too far over to the left. So we need to actually bump everything to the right then. Okay. I get it. So my code was looking to see what the I index was of each of these and multiplying that by 5. Instead, we need to be counting up a different variable and multiplying by that every time we have one to show. So let's do that instead. So j, int j, and we'll call it something useful. Count displayed equals 0. And we could just increase this by 1 each time, and then we can multiply by that. I don't know what GPU and PSU and storage you have, but would be a list of replacements, I think. That's not the highest Ryzen 9 either. Gotcha. Yeah, so I'd probably be able to keep my PC power supply at least till it dies, right? GPU, I'm fine. It's a 1080 Ti. I'm fine with that for now. What was the other thing you asked? Storage. I would like to get an M.2 storage, something like a terabyte or half a terabyte storage. Mainly because I want to get off that now ancient PCI Express SSD. Exactly, with my wattage going down, I should be fine. And it was originally spec'd the power supply for 2 670s in SLI. So it was beefy. I can't remember what the wattage is, but it was beefy enough. But like, this is not gonna happen anytime soon. I don't have the cash.
Hello.
Hey, fine. What you up to?
Not much.
Hold on. Wattage would pop up with the overclock. That's not everybody's joke. Yeah, so I like having the option of overclocking someday, but I don't always intend to overclock from day one. Like, if you get a computer and it's fast enough and you don't need to overclock, why overclock?
Yeah, I was seeing your guys' chat on the stream.
Yeah. We've been talking PC stuff.
Uh-huh.
Still going over too far, why? When it's these guys selected only. Oh, and that's why. Now they're both in the same spot. Ah, and they don't go over far enough. why though. It's the same math. Counted display should be 0 the first time around. We multiply it by 5. Plus whatever the x was, which was 40 to begin with. Jeez. Ouch! That's a big difference in the price. Same clock speed and everything, yeah. They're trying to get under the people that know that that makes a difference, the latencies of the RAM. If you're looking at it specifically, then you know that something's up with it, right? Most people don't even know to look at it. I am confused. I am very confused, but I'm going with it. That's some good spacing there. Okay, now let's place down another one. Get an archer out. Right, when I looked for mine, I was specifically looking for it, and I had a hard time finding specs on a lot of websites even. Right. You actually have to pick up a box and read the fine print for timings. Yeah. Excuse me. So minion, archer, knights, sappers. Let's do some pikemen. Pikemen, nice. Advanced knights, I guess. I'm running out of things to put up there. Got that. Mountainity. That'll be our lancers. So I just automatically always know what it is I have selected. How many troops of each type. How hard would it be to implement a feature so that I could have infinite troop training on, but have it so that it only allows each troop to reach a certain number in your army, like lock army composition function. So like a certain mix of troops you want, or what's the word? Yeah. If it's all within the same queue, so say your barracks, you could say minion, minion, knight, minion, minion, knight, and it will always spit out 2 minions, then 1 knight. So you'd have a 66% ratio of minions being produced and 33% knights. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be harder. So to do something like that, you might want to queue up 3 minions, 2 archers, and 1 lancer. And it would spit them out if you had equal number of buildings trying to produce them. It would basically make that mix of the troops. No, it still wouldn't work. That would it? Because it's gonna. Yeah, there's no easy way of doing it. You could make 3 barracks, 2 archery ranges, and 1 stable, and have them all producing their own individual troops, full blast all the time, and your ratio would be the right. But as like your 150 minions die off, it's not gonna make extra minions to make up for it. Gotcha. Yeah. There's nothing like it right now. To do something like it would be kind of complicated, especially considering I'm talking about adding a lot of troops. Still, something to add 100 of this, that, and the other thing in the queue that always ensure you have the same composition. Yeah, I get what you're going for. It would almost need to in this mod though, it would need to be looking at what your total troop composition is, and then not buying the things that you have too much of. Because in order for it to go in the queue, you're spending the money to put it in the queue, and the building is spending your money for you to put it in the queue. Right? So you're buying them up front. So if you didn't have enough money to buy 100 minions, you couldn't buy them. It wouldn't put all 100 in there. That's the only problem with what I think you're talking about. I think I got all of them in here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so advanced knights, archers. There's 7 up there. Okay. Medieval debit, huh? Like, I could make it so that in the screen, which I don't have a town hall down, in this screen, when you, like, I don't know, hold shift or something, it makes it by 5. Right? That's probably not too hard. Just to ease the counting. But at the same time, for me, having it buy an infinite number of the things I want it to buy is my preferred method. Because when I come back from a raid, I want to have troops waiting for me. I don't want to have to buy them again. And partially that's because if I'm in the middle of a raid, say I'm raiding Gazer and you're playing too, I don't want you to be able to come to my base and not have some level of troops there to fight you. Because as soon as one of my troops dies, if I'm at population cap, when I send everybody, I get another troop back in my base, right? I don't want to actually kill this, I just realized, because if I do, I'm going to lose. That's so cool. So what happens if we kill a portion of these guys? The numbers update automatically. This is doing my frames. I still get 60 FPS. But yes, I could do that. It would technically kill my town hall, and then it would think that it's game over. Oh god. I freaking love these sappers, Fiery. They're amazing. They're just hilarious, because, like, here, I'll spawn in 20 of them, and I'll whack them with my sword. And I go into space. Because they all die.
How much damage do they do to, like, walls and stuff?
Not as much as what I want. so that's something that needs to be changed. So.
I'm saying it should only take like 1 or 2 of them for a wall.
Yeah, I agree. So here, I'm gonna put them all by my town hall there in the corner and kill them. Now that one died, but I'd already killed it quite a bit, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. There's no easy way to test it, I guess. On single player. Plus, he just looks adorable carrying this little creeper in his... That reminds me of a scene from Lord of the Rings where the orc drivers the bomb under the wall. Oh yeah. We kept saying we want to do a Helm's Deep map. Eventually. We'll have one. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because I want to post about it in Discord. Display your current selection unit composition. A Mines of Moria map would be sick. Morlarg boss? That'd be really hard to do, man. With just command blocks or whatever like you did for the other one. Okay. I think that's it for me tonight, guys. Having this selection will make me feel better about the mod being displayed, because I've always wondered how many of each troop I have. And I solved for it by saying, okay, archers, shift H. Okay, I've got 19 of you by putting it on group 2, that kind of thing. That deserves its own entity ID. We'd have to look sick. Yeah, it would have to look pretty sick if you're gonna do something like that. Okay, let's end this with a bang. Where are you guys? Perfect! Killed almost everything. Like I said, that's all for me tonight, guys. Catch you later.